Bhujbal Knowledge City, the part of MIT League of Colleges, driven by a single-minded focus on imparting quality education. MIT Bkc Institute of Pharmacy established in 2006 with a mission to develop students socio-technically. The institute has maintained the quality right from the establishment, as it reflects from the accreditation and various awards which college has achieved. MIT IOP is the first NBA accredited pharmacy institute in Nasik region. MIT Bkc Institute of Pharmacy has been approved by AICTE PCI and is affiliated to Savitribai Phule, Pune University. MIT Bkc IOP offers full-time courses in Bachelor of Pharmacy, Masters of Pharmacy and PhD. Institute stands for its excellent, well-lighted and ventilated ambience with range of facilities like classroom which are equipped with an overhead projector, speakers, smart board, etc. Well-equipped and spacious laboratories which provide experimental learning experience. State-of-art pilot plant simulating the pharmaceutical industry with range of equipments for formulation, development and evaluation. Institute has separate instrument room having range of sophisticated instruments as per the need of industry and research work like HPLC, UV, FTIR, etc. Heart of Institute, the library, one of its own kind with open access, great ambience and various national and international book collections to give great learning experience. Institute is also a well with gymnasium which is equipped with a number of professional electronic and manual universal fitness machines along with indoor sport facilities and music room. Campus also has an amphitheater for social gathering and expression of students. The institute believes that the quality of faculty member and their commitment to excellence is the core competence towards its development. With this thought, institute have more than 50% doctorates, 200 plus publications, 5 patents, 1 copyright and 16 book publications. Our students are encouraged to take part in national and international competitions and events as part of their curriculum. To add feather on hat, we have Ms. Archana Kapse, Air 3 in GPAT 2019, Mr. Aditya Darade, Air 1 in GPAT 2014 and Mr. Parag Mehta, Air 15 in GPAT 2010, who have qualified national level exam GPAT with dignified ranks. MIT IOP has signed 8 Memorandum of Understanding, that is MOU, amongst them are Japanese Industry, Asahi Kasei and Malaysian University Technology Mara. MIT Institute of Pharmacy provide a platform for expressing students and showcase their hidden talent through Antaranga and MIT Utsav annual social gathering. Success comes down to you with appropriate attitude, effort and focus, which is certified by various achievements which Institute has received. Best Magazine Award by SPPU, Champions Trophy at National Pharmacy Week, Award for the Best Research Paper and Presentation, Best College Award by Student Development Board SPPU for Student Welfare Activities. Institute has also been honored with highest rank Platinum by AICTE C2 survey for its outstanding linkage with industries for consequently 2 years, which surely strengthen the institute and students to survive in this brave new world of technology. Bhujbal Knowledge City Institute of Pharmacy, the place where your search ends.
Yes, Kankata.
Okay, sir. A very good morning to one and all. I, Professor Rani Kankate, welcome you all for orientation program of second year B Pharmacy organized by Mumbai Educational Trust, Institute of Pharmacy, Bhujbal Knowledge City, Adgaon, Nasik. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all to our Institute of Pharmacy, which is marking 30 years of excellence with the generous support and vision of Honorable Mr. Chagan Bhujbal sir, and also with the continuous support of Honorable Mr. Samir Bhujbal sir, Mr. Pankaj Bhujbal sir, trustees of Mumbai Educational Trust, and respected Dr. Shefali Bhujbal ma'am, the chief administrator. With the collaborative beginning, MATE is redefining the system of education to meet the current need of the market in the pandemic situation of COVID. The freedom for electing the path of career, the study of pharmacy scope is important to make it easier. Students are classified to help them choose a career path by making them well informed guidance for every path. The ability to concentrate, or we can say focus, is seen to be crucial to success. And keeping these things of determination is important for success. So keeping this thing in mind, we have categorized students after making them aware about the scope of pharmacy. So today's orientation program is a significant part of the student categorization process with the following objectives: to provide an outstanding personality to explain the scope of pharmacy to students, to establish a student's professional goals at an early stage, then to provide targeted audience to the students who have been classified, then encouraging students to begin career preparation as early as possible. So to achieve this objective, we are doing this student categorization. So in shortly, I will brief out the process of student categorization. In this student categorization, in a first year B Farm, we are arranging induction program to aware the students of the different scope of pharma field. Then second year, we are organizing the orientation program for the second year B Farm students, which we plan today. Then after that, we are giving 15 days to students to discuss this different field with their parents and determine their goal, what they want to do after final year. According to that, after 15 days, we are collecting their feedbacks, and then we are preparing a list and classified into their different group. Those who want to do job, some want to go for higher education like M.Pharm, MBA, MS, some want to prepare civil services. So according to that, we are preparing their different groups, and then we are forwarding these different lists to the each portfolio head. So what they will do later on, they will guide specifically to those group according to their choice. So this categorization process direct student progress and impacts to grip the track of their career. So now I would like to request our mentor, supporter for conducting such activities, our principal, Dr. Sanjay Shirsagar sir, to say few words to students. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Rani Kankate. I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Am I
Yes, sir.
audible?
Yes,
Okay,
sir. Yes,
okay.
sir.
Thank you. Good morning to all. Good morning, Dr. Vaidya. विनोद वैद्य सर नमस्कार.
नमस्कार सर.
आहेत ना सर स्टुडिओमध्ये?
येस 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 येस.
सर नमस्कार. सॉरी, माझा जरा थोडा इथं टेक्निकल इश्यू होता,
नाही नाही
त्याच्यामुळे
नाही,
जरा
काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही
कनेक्शनला
सर.
काही कन्सर्न आला असेल.
नक्कीच
बट
नक्कीच.
आय वेलकम यू टू मेट इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ फार्मसी. आणि मला वाटतं एक तुम्ही एक व्हर्च्युअल व्हिजिट झाली आमच्या कॅम्पसची थ्रू
राईट
आवर
राईट सर.
व्हिडिओ क्लिप.
येस.
Yes, yes, yes. And I hope we will meet soon. You are the part of our institute now as a
Yes sir.
mentor for our international cell, which will definitely set a new, say, avenue for the student who wish to go for abroad for the foreign study, and your guidance will definitely help us to excel in this area also.
Yes sir.
And
Absolutely sir.
again I welcome Mr. Yes sir, yes sir, I also welcome Mr. Devre, who will guide us with respect to the civil service preparation and its say the opportunity, which are very interesting, and with a kind of work which have both prestige as well as money, and with a sense of a social work. So that will be also come to know to our student, which is very important. And
Right.
as been explained by Kankate madam, we are conducting this activity in order to make our student focus about their career, which we think is very important in this competitive world, to focus on what you ultimately want, focus about your goal, focus about where you want to land up at the end of your career. That is very important. And to be focused, these sessions will be very important. That is, what are the opportunities which will be available with you, and how you can match yourself with these opportunities. Like with this activity, student need to uh, know what are the opportunities available and where I fit more appropriately, or where is my interest, so that I can excel in my career, or I can enjoy my career. Rather than excel, I must say that we must enjoy our career. So for that, this orientation program is very important for the student, where they come to know what are the different opportunities available, and then they have to analyze themselves, their strength, their weakness, most importantly their interest, and with the interest they can come up, or they can improve their weakness also. But most importantly, the interest, the thing which I can do for the longer period of time, is very important. And
Right.
with all these things in mind, that is, we must be focused about what we want. Then the opportunity must we I must know what are the opportunities available. And secondly, I must start my preparation as early as possible, because what I feel, just focusing the things are not going to pay you a lot. You need to prepare yourself. तुम्हाला त्याचे प्रिपरेशन्स करता आले पाहिजेत, आणि त्या प्रिपरेशनला योग्य वेळ देता आला पाहिजे. सपोज मी जरी फोकस असलो, and if I start my preparation at the end of final year, I will get only 5 to 6 months to prepare for such competitive examinations. But if I am focused about my career, say I want to go abroad, or I want to pursue for civil services, if I come to know it in the first year or in the second year, and I could able to cope up myself with either of these, either to abroad or to civil services, and if I start preparation early, right from my second year, you can imagine we will get 3 years of preparation. And with the 3 years of preparation, definitely you are going to get a good result of these competitive examination, because path is not so easy. आपल्याला वाटतंय फार इझिली होत आहेत, पण नाही. देर आर मेनी पीपल हु आर गोइंग ऑन द सेम पाथ. यू नीड टू बी एक्सेल ऑन दोज पाथ, आणि त्याच्यासाठी प्रिपरेशन्स आर व्हेरी व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. So since last 5 years, we are conducting this program and we are following this categorization aspect, and very well been appreciated by regulatory body or whoever come across this concept. Okay, but this is what much needed to the student, that they should know in early stage where they want to land up, and they must start their preparation. So as a part of this, I think Vaidya sir and Devre sir will guide us with respect to their expertise. आणि मला वाटतं की मुलांसमोर एक वेगळं विश्व आज ठेवलं जाईल, आणि त्यातनं डेफिनेटली एक चांगले रिझल्ट येतील, कारण की आपल्याला त्याचे चांगले रिझल्ट प्रिव्हियस बॅचेस मधनं आलेले आहेत, की जो फोकस होता, डिटरमाइंड होता, त्याला नक्कीच कॉम्पिटेटिव्ह एक्झाम्स मध्ये चांगले रिझल्ट आलेले आहेत. आपले ऑल इंडिया रँकिंग्स वाढलेले आहेत, नायपर्स मध्ये जाण्याचं प्रमाण वाढलेलं आहे, फॉरेन स्टडीज मध्ये जाण्याच्या मुलांचं आपलं प्रमाण वाढलेलं आहे. सो दिस इज ऑल व्हॉट आय थिंक is a magic of the focus or the determination. Focus, rather, determination come afterward, but focus. So you need to be focused, आणि काही जरी अडचण आल्या तरी मी तो अचीव करणार. दॅट इज व्हॉट युअर डिटर्मिनेशन. Huh? So I welcome all the dignitaries as well as student, and if the parents are any, to this orientation program. आणि मला वाटतं जाता जाता मला फक्त एका पिक्चर मधला डायलॉग सांगायला शेअर करायला आवडेल. तो आय डोंट लाईक. काय आता प्रत्येकाची आवड वेगळी असते, बट एक शाहरुख खानचा डायलॉग आहे, इफ मला वाटतं काही लोकांना माहिती असेल, पण तो तो ज्या काही रायटरने लिहिला आणि शाहरुख खान यांच्या तोंडून तो आला, तर तो डायलॉग खरं इट प्ले इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट फ्रॉम द करियर और द लाइफ पर्सपेक्टिव, कि बाबा अगर किसी भी चीज को हम दिल से चाहते हैं तो पूरी कायनात आपको उसको मिलाने की कोशिश करती है.
Yes.
which I feel very important. There is a universal law which is there in the existence. हे नक्की आहे. पॅशनेटली त्या गोष्टीच्या मागे लागणं, त्या करिअरच्या मागे, त्या डिझायरच्या मागे लागणं, आपण जर खरं सिन्सिअरली आणि त्याच्याबरोबर सिन्सिअरली प्रयत्न केले, तर युनिव्हर्सली तुम्हाला हेल्प मिळते ती गोष्ट मिळवून देण्यासाठी. विच इज आय हॅव पर्सनली एक्सपिरियन्स, की ऑल द वे फ्रॉम पुणे टू नाशिक, मला वाटत नाही नाशिकचं माझं कधी काही कनेक्शन होतं, बट इट वॉज माय डिझायर टू लीड अन इन्स्टिट्यूट. आणि कुठनं त्या संधी कशी आली आय नेव्हर नो, बट इट कम टू मी, अँड नाऊ आय एम ट्राइंग टू इन्व्हॉल्व इन द डेव्हलपमेंट ऑफ दिस इन्स्टिट्यूट. सो दिस इज व्हॉट अ मॅटर. फोकस इज व्हेरी मॅटर. आणि मला वाटतं आजचे जे दोन स्पीकर आहेत ते डेफिनेटली guide you in a very appropriate way. They will present the opportunities to you. You need to match yourself where I can fit, and then pursue your preparation and pursue your path. So all the best, student, and thank you very much today's guest, as well as our coordinator Dr. Kankate madam and Mr. Shubham Khairnar, for arranging this session for our students. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, respected principal sir. A very good morning to one and all. I, Mr. Abhish Zadav, welcome you all for the orientation program of second year B Farm, and it's my pleasure that I am here to introduce you with today's guest, today's eminent personality. And first of all, I must express my gratitude to respected principal sir, respected coordinators of today's program, that they have provided me this opportunity to introduce with today's guest. So we today we have Mr. Vinod Vaidya sir and Imran Bonani sir, who are working in the field of academics, in the field of education from last 16 years. Vinod Vaidya sir have 16 years of experience in different business areas and in different countries. Sir is associated with the two firms. Basically, first one is a study abroad consultancy, and second one is a pace consultancy. And they are with the help of through that medium they are providing the career opportunities or counseling or consultancy to the students who want to pursue their higher education in abroad. Sir is also working in the field of education sector, as well as they have their they started with a startup, and that with the Imran Bonani sir, and that startup is very proving very wonderful, and which is related with the language fluent. Sir is also sir is continuously motivating the students, and they are counseling the student to pursue higher education. So basically, today's program is related with the career opportunities, then career orientation programs. So I must feel that this today's program or the speakers will provide the best opportunities or counsel our students. And you know that I know that all students are eagerly waiting to listen Mr. Vinod Vaidya sir and Imran Bonani sir. So I will not take much time. uh, uh, जास्त वेळ न घेता I will request Mr. Vinod Vaidya sir and Imran Bonani sir to interact with our students. Over to you, sir.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, yeah, hi. So,
Hi.
I think Sanjay sir, Imran is basically is a co-founder and CEO for the languagefluent.com.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay, so it's one of the biggest
Okay.
startup in
Good morning,
India.
Mr. Imran. Yeah.
good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Okay, great.
So
Okay.
basically, the importance of language is nowadays on a very higher side. Basically, I mean, every firm, everywhere,
Very
there is
important.
always a requirement of the language. I mean, international language is a much and must part basically in today's human life. Basically, okay. So with this thought,
Yes, sir.
I wanted to start this session, and I wanted to keep this in a very interactive, way, so that if the students have any question, they can just put in the chat, so that it will be easy for me to answer their questions, so that they can also clear their doubts. So I think this will work for everybody, right? So let me introduce myself.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Sir, आवाज येतोय? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
sir.
so myself
Yes, sir.
Vinod
येतोय
Vaidya.
येतोय. Sir, Vinod sir.
Mhm. Yes sir.
हा सर येतोय आवाज एक.
Okay, 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 okay. Hello. So let me introduce myself. Myself Vinod Vaidya. I am also a pharmacy graduate. I completed my pharmacy in last 2004, in the year of 2004. I work in India for almost 2 or 3 years. Then basically I had a mind in my mind basically to go for the study abroad session. So I went to Switzerland. I went for MBA programs. Then I through the MBA program I got opportunity to work with one of the biggest automotive sector, that company which called as General Motors. After working few years, I come back to India, and then I started with the study abroad business. So almost it's been 13 years I am handling that. With the thought, I moved again towards I meet Mr. Imran basically, who has a very good startup which is a language fluent, and our vision is a same. So it's like, why not grow together basically, and why not provide us students in a very proper manner, which can guide everybody, which can be beneficial for every students. So with this thought, we come together, and then we are growing together in a same way, where we are providing a language solution for around 16 international language, more than 16 international language. So yes, and also for the students who wanted to go for study abroad, I can help them. starting from their university selection, their documentation preparation, till the visa process. I guide for the PhD. I guide the students for the postdoc position as well, for the scholarship positions as well. So one step by step, we will move again for that session. So I think for the first, I'll hand it over to Imran, who can give you a detailed idea about the what exactly the language means, what exactly we doing in that same way. So over to Imran.
Yes. Hello, sir. Hi, guys. Hope you all are doing well. I see a lot of comments saying good morning. So I wish you all a very good morning. I think there are over 40 to 50 comments saying good morning. So, hi, everyone. My name is Imran. I'll just introduce myself. And I'm the co founder and COO of Language Fluent. It's a language teaching organization. And apart from language teaching as well, we do a lot of different things. So, first of all, I definitely like to thank the principal sir for inviting us and giving us this opportunity to spread awareness about language education as well as study abroad education. I think you guys are very fortunate actually when it comes to understanding what you're going to do in your future, because when we were back in college, we didn't have a lot of idea as to what we were going to do. Okay. Even I was a little bit confused as to what I'm gonna do post my college ends. I think Vinod sir had it all figured out before all of us. So it's really great that you are all exploring different domains. Okay, even like even when you're pursuing pharmacy, just look into the other options that you have. Look into what you're going to do. You're just in your second year right now, so I think you have a lot of time at hand to think and basically start working towards what your goal is going to be. What kind of career are you looking forward to in the future? So I'll just give you a brief idea as to what we do, as well as how we can help you, and what is the importance of learning a foreign language. That's the main topic that I'm going to cover today. Okay. So I'll start with a personal example. Okay. I am actually from Wardha. Okay. And I think Nashik is actually a bigger city than Wardha is. So it's a very small city. The place I come from, it's very small. Okay, so even I learned from a CBSE school, and a lot of other students, a lot of friends, other friends that I have completed my education in Pune. So all of them also studied from CBSE schools. Okay, but the difference being that in my school, in my city, there was no access to foreign language education. Okay, so even when the CBSE curriculum basically provides an option for learning a foreign language, I did not have that option because टीचर्स ही नहीं थे. There were no teachers in my city, so I had to go ahead with the limited options that I had. Either I had to, I think, choose Hindi, English, or Marathi. So that's how the whole thing went. Now my specialization was international business. I'm a business graduate. Okay, so I went to Pune. I started off with my college, and there was one foreign language was actually compulsory for all of us. Okay, but the thing was, all the other students in my class, they already knew a foreign language. But when it came down to me, I did not know any foreign language because I hadn't studied it before. They had done it in 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and I was just there like I was starting from scratch. I was an absolute beginner, and I chose to basically learn German. So that's where the problem kicks in a little bit, that we are not really aware as to what options we have in terms of choosing a career. Okay, from where we come from, I think Nashik is definitely a bigger city than where I come from, but definitely you should keep exploring options, because it gives you the major part of this is exposure, I would say. So I started learning German, and I realized that there is a lack of interactive courses when it came down to foreign language education. Because learning a language in total is a task. Okay, it's not like you're gonna get a magic pill and then you're gonna start speaking German. You're gonna start speaking some other language. It takes time. It takes effort. So then I realized that definitely this market has a lot of potential, and we are mainly here to spread awareness about what we know. Okay, I know a little bit about foreign languages. Vinod sir definitely knows a lot more about how study abroad works, how you're going to go abroad, how you can basically go abroad for your further education into multiple countries, there are n number of options for you. Now, since you all specifically come from a pharmacy background, I'd like to tell you that in at Language Fluent, we deal into two different segments. Okay, one of them is foreign language education. So we educate students and working professionals in over 20 different foreign languages. And the second thing is translation, interpretation, and localization services. So, for the past few years, we have constantly been in touch with a lot of pharmaceutical companies. Okay, there are multiple requirements that we get from these companies. So, initially, what kind of the kind of requirements that that we used to get was a lot of pharmacy students actually then go ahead with an MBA and then join an organization. So, as mainly as in marketing and sales, any kind of pharmaceutical organization. So, what these companies told us is that you teach our working professionals a foreign language, okay, because they are going to be connecting and trying to sell our products and our services, our medicines into multiple other countries. Okay, so we did train sales staff of over three pharmaceutical companies, three major pharmaceutical players in India, into four different foreign languages. So we taught them Spanish, we taught them Arabic, we taught them Portuguese, we taught them French. So there is a lot of scope for you guys when it comes to learning a foreign language. We are, as I told you earlier, we are only here to spread awareness. Okay, we just want that students from tier two cities as well should be as competitive in achieving their global dreams as other city kids or other students from metro cities, because these guys have a lot of exposure and we lag behind in that aspect a little bit. So what we did was we did train them in foreign languages, okay, and they were all starting from scratch. Okay, so number one, I really feel that if you are looking forward to pursue a career specifically in pharmaceutical divisions, I think a foreign language would help. Okay, because a lot of pharma companies are actively hiring language professionals as well. I'll tell you the reason for that as well. One, I told you that we train a lot of sales staff. The second major reason that pharma companies need foreign language experts is for regulatory documentation. So we constantly get translation work from English to Ukrainian, English to Russian, English to Chinese, English to Japanese, and vice versa, because these pharmaceutical companies are trying to basically sell their products abroad, and they might have to do some documentation with the country and Ministry of Health of the all the other countries as well. And these countries ministries only accept this documentation in their native language. So if I have to submit some kind of documentation in Ukraine, I'd have to give it in Ukrainian. Okay, so that's where the part of a language expert comes in. So definitely it's gonna be like there is a lot of potential when it comes to learning a foreign language along with what you're doing. So I definitely refer, or I definitely mm, advise you to start thinking in that way, that apart from learning pharmacy, just look into, I'm not specifically saying that you should learn a foreign language itself. Start looking into options that might help you with your original career path. Just try to put in add-ons as to what might help you when it comes to landing a job, going ahead with a business, maybe going to study abroad. But if you're going to study abroad, you need an additional skill set as well. Like what do you do in your co-curricular activities? What maybe do you know a foreign language? Like if you're going to Germany, do you know German? So that's gonna add on to your resume, to your CV a little bit. Okay, so now I'll tell you a little bit about how languages work, how they are segregated, what kind of levels are there in a foreign language. Okay, so specifically talking about European languages, all the European languages come under the same framework because all the European countries are under the European Union. Okay, so all the European languages actually have six different levels that have been divided into under the CEFR framework of languages. So these levels start from level A1 and go to level C2. So that's A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, and C2. Okay. If you're an absolute beginner to the language, you'll be starting off with the first level of the language, that is level A1. Okay, A1 may basically you'll be introduced to the language a little bit. Then moving forward with B1 and B2, you'll be introduced to a lot of new vocabulary. C1 and C2 are expert levels, so that's gonna take you time. And as I told you earlier as well, language learning takes time. Okay, it's not like you'll start learning today and you'll start speaking the language in, I think, 1 month or so. It doesn't work that way. It takes time. So if I give you an idea about how levels work, um, basically A1 level is going to be somewhere around 50 to 60 hours, so that's going to take you 2 months. A2, 2.5 months. A2 is going to be 2.5 to 3 months. B1 is going to be a little longer than that. B2 is going to be a little longer than that. So it's going to take time. So I think if you want to reach up to level B2 in a specific language, I think it's going to take you somewhere around 1.5 year or so. But you can start off with learning at least one level of the language, so you gain that confidence, and you gain that. Basically, a bilingual brain is actually very productive, I would say. If you know a foreign language, it's like your brain functions a lot well than it was doing before. And I've experienced that. A lot of other students who are working with us, I have also experienced that it gets more productive. You get more avenues to think about it. And even apart from languages, like I told you about European language, when it comes to Asian languages, the frameworks is a little different. Okay, so if I tell you about Japanese is divided into five different levels, that is N5, N4, N3, N2, N1. If I talk about Korean is divided into two levels, with a further divided into six different levels. So we have a different kind of audience for each of these domains, each of these languages. And I'll tell you, like, a lot of students learn from us from a career perspective. We have trained a lot of farmer students as well. A lot of students learn it as a hobby. Like, I think the Korean culture right now is very, very famous. So a lot of students come in and they tell us that we really like this culture, this specific culture, and we'd really like to learn Korean because we like the songs, the music, the movies, the overall culture of Korea. So that is also an add-on, that if you want to learn about other cultures, if you want that kind of exposure, learning of foreign languages is definitely going to help you. And I think Vinod sir would be able to tell you that better, because he has been in Germany for quite a few years, he's been in Switzerland for quite a few years, and I think he has a lot of idea as to how learning a foreign language might help you in your career prospect. So overall, I just want to tell you that, um, if not a language, just start looking for something that will help you in your career path apart from what you're doing mainly in your academics, be it language learning, be it some other co-curricular activity, be it anything. But just start looking into something that might be an add-on to your CV. And with that, I think I'll hand it over back to Mr. Vinod Vaidya, and he'll take it forward and give you a very clear idea as to what we do when it comes to study abroad, and how you can start thinking of studying abroad. What kind of course should you choose if you're going abroad? What kind of documentation follows? What kind of budgets are you looking at? So I think I'll hand it over to Mr. Vinod, and he'll take it forward. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Imran.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good morning again. I think what I said before, okay, the session must be a very interactive. So I expect the students, they can always, comment their questions in the comment section, so that it will be easy for me to make them understand a little bit about the process. If they have any doubts. Okay. So first of all, as Sanjay sir said, like, you need to be very focused. So being a focused students, and make that properly implemented into your life, that's something different as well. So I think before 1 month, I had a session with Sanjay sir again, and that time also he said, like, he's so much keen to organize this session for the students who are there in early stage, because this is the stage where you can start early, you can plan accordingly. so that at the end of the day you have a fruitful result. Okay, so ज्यावेळेस पण आपण स्टडी अब्रॉड विचार करतो, or why study abroad, so it's always give something, you know uh, make you different from the others. I'm not saying the study abroad is the only option for the student, but yes, of course, it can make you a little bit in a different way. It can, gives you a different pathway, basically, I can say. So at the earliest stage, you can plan accordingly. Okay. So whenever, if any students comes to me and he is planning for a study abroad, so there are some things you really need to mention, or you really need to think of. Okay, there are three major key points basically when you are thinking of study abroad. So first thing is like, which kind of country and which kind of university are you exactly looking for? Secondly, what type of budget I really do have? And thirdly, and most important, is like, what are academics I have, and accordingly which university I can get in. So these are the very important things you really need to consider when you are thinking of study abroad session, right? So I think this is okay for you. Hello.
Hello, yes, sir, you're audible. Guys, if you can drop your questions or anything you might have on your mind over
Yes, yes,
on
please drop it that way,
that would help us a
if I'm
lot.
clear in all sections.
Yeah. Sir, do you want me to share the presentation as well?
Yes, yes, please.
Yes. Just give me one second. Yes, sir, is the screen visible?
I don't think so. Yes, 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 it is opening.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So basically, when we are thinking of study abroad, as I said, like, it makes you something different from the others. And study abroad is not the, uh, it's not the only just the thing. It's all about the passion. It's all about learning new things. And many students, they doesn't know about how exactly the process really works. Okay, there are many consultants, there are many persons who are working in the same area, but the guidance is the most important part in these things. So as I said earlier, when you are thinking of study abroad, the three key points you really need to consider. Okay, so after that, when you are okay, and there are n number of scholarships as well available in this many countries, so students really need to aware of those things. So today's perspective is like, I need to make you aware about all the process, all the scenario for study abroad, what are the scholarship options, how you really need to process, what are the the things you need to consider for the visa. So these all the points I can cover in this today's presentation, and I'm really expecting questions from your side. So whatever questions comes in mind, you can just put it in the comment section. Okay. So as I said, the process, first, whenever the students is thinking of study abroad, then the first thing is like comes in his mind, okay, which country I really wanted to go in, right? So when you are choosing a country option, of course there are certain things you need to consider. That is firstly your budget. Then you always think of like which country can offer me a better option. So better option in terms of employment, better option in terms of, is that country let me stay after my completion of study. So we generally call this as a post study visa option in that particular country. Let's say, for example, if you are going to any particular country like UK, so once you go to UK, you will have a 2 years of study post study visa option. So after completion of 1 year master program or 2 years master program, you actually have a 2 years of post study visa which government can give it to you. And in that 2 years, You can always stay there, you can look for a job and then convert it into your job visa basically. Okay, so that is the first part. Then it always comes to, okay, I have searched it out the university, I have searched it out the country option, and I have decided this particular option. Then again it comes to your finance conditions, your academics condition. So every country, I mean every if you go all across the world, there are the options where you can choose as per the ranking of the university. They are the ranking of the university as per their research background, their employment ratio. So you can always go according to the ranking as well. But yes, when you are thinking of this good ranking university, or the top ranking university, it always comes, what is your profile? I mean, all the university, they have different requirement as in terms of academics, in terms of finance. So you need to go as accordingly. The third point is coming in mind is like, once you have decided, once you have opt for particular university or a set of university, is of course comes to what are the documents I really need to prepare. Okay, so I'll come again on the documentation part in the next PPT basically. So the documentation comes in mind. So we will, actually prepares you guys for all the set of documents. What are the documentations we really need to for, then you need to prepare for some entrance examination. Like some countries, for example USA, they require a GRE examination. Some countries, they don't require GRE, but yes, there is some examination that's called as IELTS, that is International English Language Testing System, and the TOEFL. So either of examination score is generally valid. So most of the countries, they require either of these two examination score, because their main intention is like, students is having a good knowledge of English language where he is doing his or her education. So we need that score. Every country, of course, they have a different requirement for the score. Like some that exam, if you are giving a IELTS examination, okay, so that examination is of 9 band. So out of 9 band, you must require 6.5 or more than 7. So it's always depend on the university requirement as well. The more the ranking of the university, the more stringent are the requirement you wanted to get into that particular university, right? So let's say we are on the third process. We have sorted out the university, we made the documentation, we clear the examination. Okay, so once you clear the examination, then you can actually send the application to those university, for those university where you have shortlisted. So there are n number of different procedure we need to follow. I mean, each country, there is a different procedure for making the application. So right, you have made the application, then on that basis, if you have qualified and if you fulfill the requirement of that particular university, the university will send you a offer letter. So for some countries, they called as a I-20, like for USA. Some countries, they called as actual offer letter. So once you got offer letter, the university mention which kind of course you are going to study there, what is the fees of that particular course, okay, what are the requirement, whether it is a conditional admission or unconditional admission. On that basis, university mentioned that you will get this amount of scholarship, or you don't have any scholarship and you need to pay this much amount of fees. So offer letter is basically all about the your course you are going to study. It's all about what is the exact fees you need to pay to that particular city, what are the other requirements you really need to fulfill. So that comes with the offer letter. So once you fulfill the offer letter requirement, then you actually need to work on your visa process, because every country there are different visa process and different you know um, documentation requirements. But there are two things which are really most important part in a visa process. That one is finance. So all the countries, they expect, like, for the visa, you need to show the fees, whatever is the fee you going to pay for that particular university, plus you need to have at least a 1 year of living expense as per country standards, so that you can show through the education loan. If you have scholarship, then of course you don't have to take much education loan basically. And the second part is your documents. All documents must be verified. So you can verify it either through the notary, or you can verify it through your transcript, which you can take it from the universities. Okay, so these are the two main things for the visa basically. So once you make the visa application, you got the visa, then you need to pay the remaining fees of that particular university. You need to find the accommodations basically in that particular country. So every university, they will help you out to finding the accommodation, or as a team from our side, we also help the students to find out the accommodation. We are basically launching the application where we are helping our students to communicate. Once you go to that particular country, we are helping those particular students to get internships, to get a part-time job. So we are in process of that basically. We always be in touch with the students through the our network, through our students network, through our alumni network, and there we can help the students basically to get all the things done in a one thing. So this is all about the process, how exactly we need to follow. Imran, can you move to the second slide?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, which are the countries generally we need to look for? Of course, if we follow the traditional way, there are so many countries we need to think it of. That is USA, Canada, Australia. Germany is there, Russia is there. So every country, they have their advantage. Their USP basically. So it's all depend how you explore the things, how you really want. I mean, what exactly your ultimate aim. Okay, I can always I will tell you the in the next session about the countries. A short brief about the countries in the next session basically. First we'll work on the exact documentation. I think, Imran, the next slide is the documentation, right, if I'm not wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what are the general documents required for every country? So every country, they require your mark sheets, that is starting from your 10th, your 12th mark sheet, or your bachelor mark sheet along with your provisional degree. Some countries, they also require the transcript. So some students they have different thinking. Sir, what is the exactly mean by the transcript? So transcript is nothing but your mark sheet, but it is the general format of that particular university, where they will convert your grades into a international standardized system, or they can validate your mark sheet basically, which is says the that transcript means is like the proof of that your mark sheet is the original thing, right? So these are the marketization. You need to prepare your resume as per the country standards, because every country has different standard. Some country they require your professional pic in your resume. Some country they don't require resume. Some country they prefer only one page resume or two-page resume, right? These are the two main documentation. Then of course the main important is document is your passport. So if you are planning, I must suggest try to take your passport in advance. Then again, the standardized test scores you need to give, that is GRE, or if you are going for MBA program, then GMAT is required, and either TOEFL or IELTS, either of the exam you need to give, right? If you have work experience or if you have internship experience, that you really need to show in your resume. If you have research publication, you really need to show your resume. Okay, so in terms of general documentation, as Sanjay sir also said, like you need to be focused and you need to work on your focus area. So today's panel is like when you are thinking of anything, like as you are in second year, and this is a very good because if you are really planning for a study abroad option, then you really need to start at this stage. Because many students, what they think, like I have I will go after final year, so I'll start preparing the when I will be in the final year. But that is not the way when you are thinking of study abroad option. Every university, as I said, they have the scholarship options. They have the options where they can easily provide funding to the student. So in all, why I'm talking this, because if you are looking for a very good university and very good amount of scholarship, then your resume must be a very powerful resume. Then the first thing is like, of course, your academics, that really counts. Of course, if you have an internship experience, that really count. So if you are in this second year, then you must start at this early stages. You can always start with, doing some research publication. I know when I was in B Pharma, I was not aware of these all things. I have given the GRE examination in the final year only, and that time I more come to know, like, this research publication is got so much weightage. So I'm telling you, at this point, if you are really wanted to go for the research programs, you must start your research publication. You must speak with your professor. I mean, you got such a good mentor. I mean, Sanjay sir is always a good on in a technical point of view. He's always so enthusiastic. There is so much to learn from his side. So I think he can always help you out. So try to make your mentor, try to speak with your professor, do your research work, because this will always give you extra help when you are applying for a study abroad and when you are really looking for a scholarship. I'm telling you, I mean, there are so many countries are there which can give you a full funded scholarship. So your every education, I mean, you don't have to pay a penny from your pocket. So every university, they pay you your tuition fee, they pay you for your living expenses. So what I'm telling you this, if you are really keen, I think go for it, right? So, as I said about the scholarship, every university they have different scholarship. Even Indian government they have the scholarship options. Like for German, um, central government, even our state government, they provide a scholarship to the some students, basis on their economic point of view, basis on their category point of view. As for example, for SC and ST student, there is a full time scholarship. I really must say, I mean, really look out for that this kind of scholarship. You don't have to pay any single tuition fee. So these are the kind of scholarship you can always go for it, and we are here basically to help you out to get all the scholarship. And the scholarships is not only basis basically for the master student. You can always, I mean, there are some M.Pharm students always there who can go for the PhD option, who can go for PhD students can go for postdoc options. So these all scholarships are there. It's always depend on how you explore the market, how you take your positive way. So approach is a good thing basically. So as I'm saying again and again, if you are focused and if you wanted to go really go for it, try, start at this early stage. And we are there, Sanjay sir is there. I mean, I'm there basically to help you out. And forming this session, I mean, in upcoming months we are will take this session. I think after COVID we are planning to visit the campus as well, so there we can meet the in person with you guys. So yeah, all this way we can move further basically. So these are the contacts, these are the mobiles. What we can do, we can share you the details of the languages, we can share you, the study abroad options, we can share you the brochure, whatever is there, whatever questions you have, you can always have a contact with me. As Imran said, like, there is always benefits of the languages, right? As a pharma students, there are a lot more options are coming. I mean, there are many students who are going for the regulatory things, regulatory. There is always a good thing when you have a language knowledge, you can go for clinical research department. Huge response. I mean, the students, they don't know about, there is always a extra thing you can, you can get it through the languages basically. So in study abroad options as well, getting I mean, learning a new language is always give you extra benefits. Of course, it will added advantage in your resume. It will give you extra help when you are going in that particular country. So although through the way of globalization, learning new languages, learning new concepts, I'm not only talking about the languages, but yes, there are so many things. So start preparing, stay focused, stay learning on, and always be a talkative person. Always be asking questions. I mean, as I said earlier, you just comment in the section. I mean, ask questions, because it will give you a clear idea, clear picture, whatever. I know there are so many students, they have idea in their minds. I don't know basically why they are not asking, but I'm really asking you again and again. You can ask the questions, because it will clear your idea basically. Yes. Yeah, hi Purva, any suggestion about how to study for TOEFL and IELTS? Yeah. So Purva, my only suggestion is like, first, what you can do, go on a TOEFL and IELTS register website. They have given a set of examples, the set of the format of the examination basically, like how TOEFL exactly how IELTS exactly works, what are the sections are included. They have also given a mock test for the fresher students, like if you are fresher and you wanted to learn about the IELTS, I must suggest go for a mock test, give a mock test. You can learn, you can come to know like where you exactly stand. So in that way, if you are a good student, or if you can prepare yourself at home, you can always go for that. Or there are so many options. I mean, even as a language fluent, we also provide IELTS and the TOEFL coaching on pan India level, and this is all the online solution. So we can also give you training in that session. Even I think in coming months, I don't know how we can work together basically, but Sanjay sir always give us opportunity. So might be we can start it at your campus. You know, I don't know as of now, but yes, go on that register website. I'll do one thing. I'll put the website in the comment section. Just a second. Imran, are you able to put the comment? Hello, Imran, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, sir, I am not able to put up a comment. I think there's a private
Okay, no
chat
problem.
option.
So I'll do one thing. I'll send you.
I think we can share the link over on the YouTube stream as well, sir, and give it to ma'am or sir so they can forward it
We
into
can
the
do.
notes.
I think Purva, this is the answer to your question. Yeah. So the next question is Gitika. Hi, Gitika. How to apply for scholarship for respective university? Okay. So Gitika, basically every university they have their different requirement when you are applying for a scholarships. Okay, so that scholarships is mainly some university when you are applying for that particular course. So university actually consider your profile for that particular scholarships available in that university. Or else once you got the offer letter of that particular university, then you need to apply for those external scholarships. But yes, as I said, getting scholarships is always depend on your academics, on your overall profile. So every university they have given a certain number of scholarships available on their web page. So you can go through the web page, you can easily access to that web page, and it's a very easy way, is a very simple way to apply for the scholarship, where they ask for your academics, they will ask for your extracurricular activities. So you need to just fill in the options, and then you need to apply for the scholarship. Some universities, say for USA, if you are applying, so USA is providing a largest number of scholarship. So scholarships are generally depend on your academics, your GRE score, your TOEFL score, your SOP basically, LOR. I think I forget to mention about this SOP. So SOP is the main documents when you are applying for study abroad option. So SOP is called as a statement of purpose, where you usually mention about your uh, previous education, then why you wanted to further move for the study abroad option, why particularly you wanted to go for particular course, why you really wanted to go for particular country. So all these comes in the statement of purpose document. So that document is really important when you are applying for US as well as another country like Canada, for Germany. So that will give you extra help in terms of scholarship. But yes, scholarships is a really, I mean, not easy to get, but yes, of course, it depends on your academics and your overall profile. So what you can do, start learning the things, start learning those things which can improve your resume, which can give you an extra advantage in your resume, in your overall profile, right? So, Moon, yes, for being a research senior research scientist in the abroad companies, how much research work experience is necessary? See, there is no such exact year of experience you can give. Whenever your profile comes, or whenever you are applying for a senior research scientist programs in that particular country or in that particular company, it's of course it's your overall profile counts. But as much research experience you have, the chances of getting a job is more easy basically. Try to publication into the international journal or the journal which has a good impact factor. That is really important. So it's all your research experience basically. So whenever you go for an interview also in any particular company, in any particular for any particular job, so the employer, he expect that you must have a knowledge of that particular job or that particular research position, and your experience is matches to that profile. So it's all depend on your overall profile in your overall knowledge basically. Otherwise, even on the basis of 1 year experience also you can get a job. But yes, if you are thinking like applying for a job directly from India to abroad country is bit difficult with the small years of experience. But yes, if you have a good years of experience, like let's say 10 years or 8 years, then of course you can considerable. Because when you are applying to any country from India for any particular job, then the visa rules are there. So even if the company is ready to take, but the embassy, they generally restrict the profile. So you need to take care of that. But yes, if you are in that country, let's say for example, if you are in UK and you already have a research experience, you have previous research experience, then of course getting job is easier than when you are applying for India. Yes, Sakshi. Sir, for my MS in abroad, we have to give GRE test or as well as TOEFL. Yeah, only exam. See, Sakshi, when you are going for MS in abroad, so let's say for if you are really going for USA or Canada, then GRE is must. But GRE, it's a graduate records examination. So GRE is the main criteria, is the compulsory examination when you are applying for master program. But beside that, you need to give TOEFL or IELTS, because TOEFL and IELTS just analyze your ability in terms of English language. And GRE is basically a evaluation test when you are applying for a MS program in USA or Canada. Otherwise, other countries, let's say for example UK or Ireland or Australia, they don't require GRE at all. They only consider your TOEFL and your academics. On that basis, they can give you admission. So I think next question is Mayuri Devre. How much overall fees we have to pay approximately? See, overall fees, Mayuri, is depend on the university. For say, let's say for USA. So US, they have average fee starting from 10 lakhs to 50 lakhs. So more the ranking of the university, more the fees will they are charging basically. So every country they have different budget, but of course you can always decide for your budget. Some country in Eastern Europe like Poland, Czech Republic, like Italy, they have free education as well, and they have lower fees as well. So you just have to pay only 2 lakh or 3 lakhs per year fees. That's it. Like for Germany they have free education, but yes, the pharma subjects are bit low or bit lower available on the university side. So it's you can always decide your budget and you can always get the option. I mean, even if you have a 10 lakhs of rupees, even if you have a 5 lakhs, there is always options available. So it's depend on your choice, in depend on your particular aim, like which country you wanted to choose, but options are available. I think Sakshi, I already, yes. Is there any kind of abroad admission? Romil, yes, Romil, there is any kind of criteria. I mean, there is always a criteria, because when you are applying, every country they have a different criteria. So general criteria, as I said or mentioned earlier, it's always your academics. There is always a standardized examination score as per your country. As I said, like earlier in USA, you need GRE plus TOEFL or IELTS. But in other country, you always require IELTS or TOEFL examination. That's it. So these are the main requirement. These are the main criteria for the abroad admission, right? Muskan Sheikh. After the abroad study, we have to approach. Yes. So many students, I don't know. I mean, some students come to me like, he said, sir, if I'm doing a master's in UK and then if I'm coming to India and somebody says like, I don't have options to go for a job in India. But this is not true. Every country and every university, these are university which are globally recognized, and they follow certain academic criteria or academic orientation basically. So when you go for any when you do your MS or MBA or PhD, you are always eligible to do job in India. Of course, your profile is a bit stronger because when you go for any particular country, the main criteria is like, for example, let's say I am a marketing manager and I am really recruiting for the marketing peoples in a pharma sector, like say for business development for say. So I always prefer the students who have a different background. The different background in the sense, the students who can who learned in a different area, who learn in a different culture. So he can know about the many people, because when you are marketing certain products or when you are marketing certain services, basically the culture is the main important part when you are doing a marketing strategy. So learning a new concept, learning a new degree from any particular country is always give you extra advantage when you are looking for a job in your home country. And because of globalization, basically all the countries, they prefer the peoples or they prefer the students who learn from the different countries, because from that way you learn something new. And as I am a person, because whenever you go anywhere, I mean, if you go to any restaurant, if you go to meet any new people, if you go to any wedding, you always learn something. You When you meet people, try to explore yourself, try to be talkative. So it always give you extra help, it always give you extra knowledge. So that will also count in when you are applying for a job. Yes, Purva. In terms of research publication, basically, I think you can better you will get idea from your mentors, your professor, because they are one who you are directly in contact with, so they can give you a better idea. But I must tell you, choose such publication whose impact factor is good. Choose publications such as international publication, who got a weightage basically in an international field. So always choose such publication. Right? Akshada, can we study abroad by taking British counseling exam? And will you get a job in India after studying abroad? Yes, Akshada. Basically, when you are going for a IELTS, uh, there are two bodies which conduct IELTS examination. That one is the British Council and one is the IDP. So you can go for any of the examination. It doesn't matter. You only have to give British Council if you wanted to go for UK. Either of examination you can go for easily. And about the job in India, I already give the answer. So let's move to the next question, Mayuri. If I'm completing my UG and PG from India, yes, Mayuri. So if you are completing UG and PG from India, then of course you can always go for a PhD option. So PhD generally get into two, in two structure basically. So most of the PhD programs are funded by the university, and it's always suggestible and beneficial you go for such options. So when you are applying for a PhD, it's always come in one a type of PhD, the structured PhD we call. Structured PhD basically means the university has the advertisement, they have their defined projects basically. In particular, let's say for somebody's going for a drug delivery system, somebody going for a something in a pharmacognosy sector. So they have their own structured PhD option, and they have mentioned their salary structure, and everything is there. So you can apply for those particular position by going to the university website, by going to the particular professor website web page, and then you can apply through that way. Second way of applying for PhD is basically a unstructured PhD we call, where you generally need to make your research proposal. So research proposal along with your publications and your profile, you can find out such professors who are working in that particular area, and you can send your research proposal. You can send them as an invitation letter that you wanted to do your PhD in his or her basically guidance, and then you can apply accordingly. And we are there, or basically who can we can always help you out. Okay, Abhijit Dore. See, DART scholarship basically is a German scholarship. So when you are applying for research positions in Germany, you can always apply for the DART scholarship. So they have their own format where you need to fill your application. But yes, for DART scholarships as well, uh, as I said, in a structured PhD and unstructured PhD, even for a DART scholarship, they have their open positions available on the DART website when you go to the DART website. Or if you have the offer letter of any particular university, you can always go for the DART scholarships again through the external web page. So you can always apply for. And DART is the really a good options available if you are really wanted to go for the Germany options as a study. What are the advantages of studying abroad? So, Prathamesh, basically advantages of studying abroad is basically you learn, and you learn a new language. You learn in a new environment. You meet so many peoples. You learn the how the globalization really works. So these are the basically advantage of studying abroad. Of course, on economical point of view, if you say, um, it is basically some students, they have their extra things like how much I can earn. So that is the main key point. Okay, because most of the students usually wanted to go for a study abroad because they wanted to earn more. Okay, so this is also one of the advantage basically. So you can get a better life, you can get a extra income in terms of salary. So these are the main advantage for the studying abroad.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Myself, Assistant Professor Shubham Khairnar. As we
Yes,
can
Shubham.
see, by
Mhm.
student, there is overwhelming response. Uh,
Right,
they are very curious. So,
right.
because of time constraint, there
Okay,
is another
okay.
session also.
Yeah.
Uh, we we uh, we can proceed further. Okay. So, thank you so much, Mr.
Sure.
Vinod Vaidya sir, and hello.
Hello. Yes, yes.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Uh, I'd like to thank Mr. Vinod Vaidya sir and Imran Bonani sir. Uh, uh, Bonani sir guided us about foreign language services and their importance, and how foreign language services help during our industrial and professional growth. And also, sir also talked about how foreign language services play a crucial role in pharmaceutical industry on global level. Sir has also tells us some significances of different country culture, and you can get introduced with this culture by learning their native languages. There is no other options simply to foreign language. uh, like foreign language is really important if you are planning for study at abroad. Vaidya sir guided student that why to go for study at abroad and how to plan for study at abroad. Major key points, sir also tells us some major key point and process like country selection, then budget planning, which academics and which university you need to get in. So there is number of process. Sir also tells us about some entrance examinations and their significances. Vaidya sir also talked about number of important aspects like scholarships for abroad and visa also. So sir also tells us specifically which are the countries we go for, best countries, and also talked about importance of documentation in this particular same area. So thank you Vaidya sir and Bonani sir. I hope this session is very informative and beneficial to our student and us also. I'm very much thankful to Honorable Shri Chagan Bhujbal sir, who is chairman of Mumbai Educational Trust, Bhujbal Knowledge City. Uh, our respected trustee Shri Samir Bhujbal sir and Shri Pankaj Bhujbal sir, our chief administrator Ms. Shefali Bhujbal madam. I express my sincere thanks to respected principal sir Dr. Sanjay Shilsagar for being our motivational support to conduct such program and events for the well-being of students. I extend my sincere thanks to HR department, EDP department, Marcom department, civil and maintenance department, canteen and crystal clear department for every help they extended for the successful conduct of this particular event. So, and last but not least, I am very thankful to our team member of Met Institute of Pharmacy, all teaching and supporting staff member, or specifically our students, for every support and help associated with the program. So, with due permission of respected principal sir, and our guest speakers, I declare that this first session of student orientation program concluded, and after small half an hour lunch break, all second year students are requested to join second session that is based on another career prospect, that is civil services opportunity and preparation. So thank you so much, uh, Bonani sir and Vaidya sir.
Yeah. Hi,
Uh,
sir.
Thank
Sir,
you. Thank
I
you.
just had one small request.
yes, sir.
Actually, since we saw a lot of overwhelming response from a lot of students, I
Yes,
think
yes,
all of
yes, sir. You can respond them.
yeah, still they still have a lot of questions in mind. So what we can do, sir, is that I'll just drop a link of a feedback form over to
Yeah.
you in the private chat. If you can
Yes.
just put that form over maybe on the YouTube stream and pin the comment, or you can
Yes. Yes.
relay
Yes.
forward in the groups. We'll be
Yes. Yes.
happy to offer one free counseling session to each of these students at
Okay.
their own time, and one free language session to each of these students in their respective and preferred languages.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if any one of you wants to take a free session, free language session with us, please fill the
Okay.
form. And if you want to have a free counseling session, please fill the form and we'll get in touch with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Have
Okay.
a good day.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sir, with due permission of
Yes.
both of you, shall I
Yeah.
end the broadcast?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Please. Please.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
Thank you.
much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.